Have you heard about the new regulations for APIs in Brazil? Any pharmaceutical company or marketing authorization holder, MAH, produces the drug product using the active pharmaceutical ingredient, API, produced by an API manufacturer. For a long time, the communication of API manufacturers with Anvisa, the regulatory agency of Brazil, only happened through the pharma company, the MAH. However, this will now change. On August 3rd, 2020, new API regulations have come into force in Brazil. RDC 359, RDC 361, and RDC 362. What are they about? RDC 359 applies for the API manufacturer and defines what are the technical requirements for this API to be approved by Anvisa. All the quality aspects of an API are described in a document called Drug Master File, DMF. The DMF, in addition to some administrative documents, is what we call DIFA. Once Anvisa evaluates a DIFA and considers it to be approved based on the requirements established in RDC 359, it can issue a CADIFA. This is a letter from Anvisa meaning that this DIFA or this DMF is approved. So if the API manufacturer owns a CADIFA, it will start to communicate with Anvisa directly about that API. However, if there is no CADIFA, the communication will continue to be as before. A CADIFA may remind you of the CEP, which is issued by EDQM in Europe. RDC 359 also describes how the life cycle of this API will be handled. And this is really similar to how EDQM handles variation procedures for APIs. RDC 361 applies for the manufacturer of the drug product, the MAH, describing what is the process for the MAH to link its dossier to a CADIFA, either through a new submission or through a variation procedure. It also describes how to handle variation procedures for APIs in case there will be no link to a CADIFA, or in case a CADIFA was already given for that API and linked to that dossier. RDC 362 defines how Anvisa will issue Good Manufacturing Practice (GMP) certificates for these API manufacturers or DIFA holders. This is a lot of information, but the key message is that with more alignment to international practices and gaining more harmonization even across companies in Brazil, this is a really positive change in the way that APIs are regulated in Brazil, and it brings benefits not only for Anvisa, but also for MAHs and API manufacturers themselves. This is a great change, and we will all learn more during implementation. Stay tuned as more videos will follow to explain about this new and exciting moment in Brazil.